Welcome back to Lift Talk. This is episode 43. I'm joined by the boys today. Boys, welcome.
Hello, boys.
John and Kelvin.
I am boys.
As we all know, Sheffield happened last week. Was it last week? It was. It was like Monday last week.
Australia Day.
And we had a bit of a watch party here at the gym, didn't we, John?
We did.
We got a nice little turnout. About 20 people came to watch at 2:30 in the morning. And it was pretty fun.
Yeah, surprised how many people actually turned up. Woke up at 2:30.
What did we both think of Sheffield as a whole? Like, what did you think of the meet?
Who's going first?
You can go first.
Me?
Go first.
Sheffield as a whole, I feel like was better last year, and like as a presentation, lifting quality, excitement. And this being said, like I was physically there last year, but I felt like this year's competition was a bit more exciting.
Oh, really? You thought it was better this year?
I felt it was better this year.
Okay.
Better this year or last year?
This year.
It was better this year, right?
Yeah, last year, the thing that stood out to me last year was the contrast between the female lifting and the male lifting. Like the female lifting was that much better last year than the male lifting, and they just made sort of like the attempts and the lifts of the males to just a bit lacking. I don't know if it was a combination of like attempt selection or it's just the records being harder. Much more failed lifts for reasons that weren't like, I don't know. Just the quality of lifting just didn't. My memory serves me, wasn't as good compared to this year.
Because I feel like it was kind of flipped again this year because only 2 of the women broke the world record in total this year, and last year I think it was 2 of the men. So I think it's kind of like flipped. It
felt like there was more
a
hype
little
this
bit
year.
back this year. It seemed to me like the presentation itself was better. Like the live stream was much better this year. But I actually thought it was a bit of a little bit of a letdown. And a part of that was Shell winning, not because like I don't like him or whatever, but because like it was kind of like a foregone conclusion they would win. Like as soon as he announced that he was going to the 66 class, it was kind of like, oh, well, cool, he's going to win. And he won.
Obvious.
He won so easily. He missed his second bench and his second deadlift, came back and got them on the third. So, like, essentially, didn't have the day that he thought he would, and he still won by, like, several percent. It wasn't actually close, even pretty much from the start.
How many percentage points did he?
Can't remember. I can't remember exactly, but, like, I think he put 55 kilos on the world record.
Yeah, right.
Or 45 kilos on the world record. And, like, it was almost like if Perkins has this amazing day, maybe Perkins can beat him. But, like, even still, Perkins had a pretty good day. Shell had a pretty mediocre day for his standards and still, like, completely killed it.
Shell came first by 5%.
Yeah. So I think...
That's a lot. Yeah.
And, like, I think that kind of made the actual... In the men's, the competition itself, like, a little bit
foregone conclusion.
Yeah, a little bit boring. Like, there was obviously some good moments with the 83s and... with the deadlifts at the end that were changing the placings around underneath Shell. But, I thought Shell kind of made it a little bit boring because he was just so far ahead. Like, he's literally too good. Whereas on the women's side, like, Agata was fucking unbelievable, which, like, we've kind of...
Would you not say the same about her?
Come to expect. Well, thing is, though, this is the difference between the two. Shell attacked a world record that was... much lower relative to the others. Like the difference between the 66 and the 74 records was over 100 kilos going into the competition.
Yeah, right.
And he went down, beat it by whatever, 45 kilos or whatever. So it was like he was attacking a weak world record, whereas Agata beat the 69 record by 9% last year and then came back and beat it again by 5% this year. So it was like, it may have been a lot of people's prediction that Agata would win, which she did, but like she attacked already a really, really strong world record. The highest GL was her score, and then she beat it again by more than anyone else beat their world record. It's like the difference between the 2 winners was pretty incredible. Yeah. So like I thought she was the standout for sure. Kel, what did you think about the meet as a whole? You didn't watch it live, did you?
I did not watch it live.
You don't love powerlifting enough to get
asleep.
up early.
I like my sleep, but reviewing it and also I guess following the lead up to the comp, I feel like this year the production level in terms of like the lead up and the interviews of the athletes and stuff was really nice. Getting to know them on a more personal level, I think that was a great touch. and I hope they continue doing that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I was more invested in Sheffield last year than this year. I don't know why. Maybe it was just like my life, like I was busy with life stuff. But the investment in it was different. I can't really give you a reason why.
I actually think that the time of the year made it a little bit difficult to follow.
Yeah, like I'd just come back from holiday and I was just like, I don't really want
When are
to.
you gearing up for Chinese New Year as well?
And also, like Lunar New Year was a bit
yeah,
crazy
well,
too.
you've got Christmas, everyone goes away on holiday, and then like first couple of weeks of January, everyone's kind of getting back into normal work life and everything.
And also as an
and
athlete,
then bang, competition.
yeah, I feel like as an athlete, it would kind of suck as well because you're right in the middle of prep during Christmas and New Year. You can't really enjoy it.
We kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but they are moving Sheffield to November. So next calendar year, there'll be January Sheffield, then November Sheffield, which will be pretty tough on the athletes to have two of them in the
And
same
Worlds
year.
in the middle as well.
And Worlds in the middle, but it will allow for that spacing to be better in the future years.
I don't know
which
why
think
they
is a
wouldn't just
positive.
do the November comp. Just write it out till November, because you've got Worlds anyway. Like why?
Yeah, because then the World's athletes from this year don't get a chance to qualify for anything.
right.
Because you'd just be skipping the
Yeah,
2020.
essentially.
You'd be
Oh,
skipping
yeah,
the 2025 Worlds.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so the 2025 Worlds winners, if as long as they do 95%, get the automatic invite to go to the following Sheffield, and that would be skipped.
But yeah, I think a really cool moment was seeing Kelly on the screen.
Yeah.
And seeing her coach as firstly the first Australian, but secondly the first ever female coach at
Yeah, that was
Sheffield.
sick.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool, and like props to her. She's incredible.
And
What
Meg,
she does.
who was not on anyone's sort of like podium list, getting on the podium.
She came fourth.
She came fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she was
Close. She was very close.
She should have come third because Sunita should have bombed, which we'll get to.
We'll touch on that.
So I feel for Meg because yeah, like she should have been on the podium and she wasn't because of some auspicious refereeing.
Auspicious.
Which
Let me suspicious.
So our first topic of discussion I had was, is Agata Shitko the greatest powerlifter of all time?
Well, actually,
What do we think?
correction. It was favorite moment from the meet. That was your first point.
Okay, sorry, that's the favorite moment. Let's do that. Let's do that. We'll get to
Actually-
Agata. We'll get to Agata after. You go first, Kel. What was your favorite moment?
Well,
from
actually,
the
you
comp?
mentioned that. I was trying to make that a segue to the next
Okay.
point.
Okay.
Because it's
Professional
podcasting.
podcasting.
Yeah, that's right. So seeing Kelly was probably one of my favorites. But also, I think Sunita's squat. I think she squatted 300 last year at Sheffield,
Yep.
and then she opened at 295, and then she did 313, which was at first she got 2 reds at first, right, for depth. I think.
No, I think past.
I thought it was overturned, her squat.
I don't remember.
Regardless, she still went 325.5 for her third squat, which is huge. Like 25 kilos in a year on a squat is incredible, especially at that like range, 300 plus.
And like she missed it, but
She
it
did
was
miss
like
it.
extremely close. Like
Yeah.
got really, really high, and then sort of had that like little up and down
Wobble,
towards
yeah.
the top. Yeah, it's crazy to think like only 5 years ago or something, the world record squat in the women's was like 275, and now we've added a whole red plate to that.
Yeah, 300 plus now.
It's
That's just wild.
incredible.
And I think that third squat attempt was the heaviest squat across the board in powerlifting.
Attempted.
Yeah. In both like tested and non-tested, I think.
Oh, really?
I think
Wow.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
Even with wraps and stuff.
Yes, I think
wow,
so.
Okay. Heaviest raw attempt of all time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. John, what was your favorite moment?
That was actually
Stole it.
that was actually what I had listed. Man, what a time to go blank.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first. I don't remember.
You can look at this if you want. Lifting fast.
My favorite moment was probably Russell's third squat.
Yeah, that was pretty high up.
And I'm not like a huge Russ fan. Like I'm definitely not a Russ hater. I'm like kind of a bit neutral on Russ. I think given losing Worlds, this was like his comeback.
Yeah.
He had the other 83s who, Durance had just beaten him and Ade had just taken the world record from him. And then this was like his chance to sort of restake his claim as the best 83, and both of those guys missed their third squats, and then Russ came in and was it 338?
Yeah, 338.
Yeah,
as a record.
and he absolutely like
He smoked it.
executed it perfectly.
Yeah.
All three of his squats were like ridiculously good, and pretty much from that moment it was like, okay, well, Russ has basically won.
He's back on.
Basically won the 83s, and I think like, yeah, that kind of, I wouldn't really call it redemption because like he's still at the top, but you know,
Reclaim
to get knocked down off your perch and then to come back and take the squat record, the total record. Yeah, incredible performance from Russ. John, do you have a favorite moment?
I actually got a couple now.
Okay.
It's like my memory came back. Third attempt squat and deadlift from Carlina.
Oh yeah,
Just the execution.
all of her.
I don't know.
thirds.
It's just like real badass.
Yeah.
And I'm like sick. And the other one was Brittany Schlatters deadlift.
Kalina wasn't on our list either, though, right?
She was not.
She
no.
was like just under the radar. Hey,
She was definitely under the radar. She
Yeah.
was phenomenal. I remember seeing her first deadlift, and I'm like, oh, fuck, she's gonna miss her second. Came in,
And
minced it, and
plus
then
12.5.
and then came in and minced a third as
And
well.
just absolutely
Four
monstered it.
second overall as well. Incredible. Yeah, really, really incredible.
Yeah, if you just capture a moment as she locks out, as she yells out, whatever she yells out, and it's just like that's.
Yeah.
If you capture that in a photograph,
Yep.
that's an awesome shot.
Yeah. So there's our favorite moments. Next
one more?
point. Oh,
Brittany
you had another one?
Schlatters deadlift.
Yeah,
third
that,
deadlift.
it was actually like quite easy as well.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It sucks to see Natalie from Australia lose her world record. I think that's the only world record that we had. Actually, the only open world record that we had up to that point.
I feel like that's
And obviously,
good for it.
Nat's done 285 in training like really well. So
She'll be
as long
back.
as she gets to worlds, she'll have a chance at getting her record back. But you know, it sucks to be
I'm
sort
a
of
big Britney fan too.
yeah, it sucks to be sort of knocked off. Have Australia sort of knocked off the records entirely, but yeah, that was a sick deadlift as well. Okay, next topic, which I thought was the first topic, is Aga Tashitko the greatest of all time?
I think it's too early to say.
Really? She's won in how many weight classes already?
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. She needs a bit more time.
I would.
Not to prove herself. Like she's definitely proven herself. But I feel like I don't know who's to say someone else might pop up randomly or just like
Well, we're saying right now. Let's say like
okay in
let's say,
this
like,
current time.
her career ends right now. Powerlifting doesn't exist tomorrow. Who's the greatest powerlifter of all time?
Yeah, I'll say
Is it
I'll say
Agatha?
Agatha.
Well, if that's the case,
Would you say yes?
Yeah, it's not a hypothetical. She's already done it. Like she's done it in 3 weight classes. Like what other accolades does she need to collect?
and she's
World
still
Games.
young as well.
She's still a junior.
She's still a
She
junior.
currently
That's
holds
fucking insane.
31 world records, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, this is mental.
She won Sheffield back-to-back years. No one's won more than one Sheffield. She's the only one with 2. She's won world championships as a 76 and a 69. I don't know if she's the greatest of all time yet, purely because of, like Kelvin alluded to, the longevity aspect of it.
That's
But
what-
like, what's the benchmark then?
She's, well, like,
you
you know,
know,
Sergey Fedosienko won, I think, 6 in a row. Ray Williams won four worlds in a row. Jesus won 4 worlds in a row.
she's still early in
Like,
her career.
you know,
is what
there's-
I'm
She
saying.
is.
Sheffield obviously didn't exist back then to get those accolades, but there are powerlifters who have won more competitions over a longer period of time.
But you could also argue at that time, powerlifting was arguably less competitive.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one thing that really helps her case is if you look at the GL score. She's the first person to crack 130, and she's like 7 points ahead of the next person. Like that's how far ahead she is than the next person.
Right
Also,
now,
she's
she is the
also-
best.
She's
Also, feel like she
definitely
does-
the best.
Also, I feel like she doesn't have the big profile exposure that I think she deserves. I feel like she's a bit understated in that regard. Like not necessarily like a Russ type sort of profile where he's out there kissing the banner before it comes out and lifts, but like she just comes out, executes, and does it.
Yeah, she's not like a.
Yeah, it's no nonsense.
But I feel
Yeah.
like she deserves more recognition than she actually has.
Yeah, I mean, if I look
I don't
at,
know. I feel like she's
the accolades.
I feel like she's getting the recognition. In order to be the greatest, I think you have to have done it for a
a
little
long
bit
time.
longer.
Like if you
have
think
to
about like
have a little bit longer of a
in
resume.
basketball terms.
Well, yeah, like LeBron is greater than Michael Jordan in terms of career. He won less championships than Michael Jordan. But
Well,
you
let's just say
Jordan
she's
had a
on
shorter-
track.
Jordan had a shorter.
She is on track.
She's on track.
Yeah, I think she will be unequivocally the GOAT in 2 years' time. but right now she's
She's
not on the way
making
up
she's
there.
she's making her way.
Yeah,
there.
like I think she spoke actually straight after Sheffield about going down to the 63 class
Oh my god.
for next year's Sheffield.
Oh, isn't it because she's already like down to like 65?
Well,
or
I
something?
think she wanted to do a comp at 65 to like see how she feels
Yeah.
without like an acute cut to 65. So get her body weight down to 65, do a comp there because she competes so frequently anyway. She'll have a lot of chances to practice it. But if she makes weight at 63, like she's gonna win Sheffield again. And she was only like 15 kilos or 18 kilos away from the 84 total record at Sheffield.
Bro,
It's two
so
weight
she goes
classes
up-
below.
She goes. She
Yeah,
keeps
right.
So
changing
I
weight
would like
class.
to see her battle with Amanda Lawrence.
Like she could legitimately go down to 63, win Sheffield, go back up, win Worlds, go back up again, win Worlds, and then go back up again and have world record totals in 4 classes. Like
what, and challenge
all at the same time.
challenge Amanda Lawrence.
She would beat Amanda, 100% would beat Amanda. If
I
she
like
went
Amanda,
up.
but it's a little bit boring.
Yeah, it
because
would-
she's so dominant in that
Yeah.
weight class.
It would be
And
cool to
there's-
see, and it would also be cool to see her get pushed as well. Like if I get to announce like, hey, I'm going to 84 to take on Amanda, Amanda would be like, shit, I got to actually like really train for this, which would be great for the sport. But yeah, I think like, yeah, I think she's
that would be
unbelievable.
ridiculous.
I think if Ed Cohen didn't fucking fail all his drug tests, and he's probably still the GOAT, but
3.
like we can just exclude him because of, lifetime ban. We can exclude him. Yeah, I think she's right. She's right there.
Still on track.
Sports. All right, let me just check my notes.
Next one is I've got it here if you want commentating.
Oh, yeah, commentating improvements. Okay. So I walked away from Sheffield
You're a bit mad.
a bit disappointed by the broadcast.
You're a bit mad.
You're a bit mad.
Let's be frank.
You
I
also
was
posted something on
more
Instagram.
disappointed than mad because
I'm not angry. I was just disappointed.
I was,
slightly
I was more disappointed than mad because, I watch other sports and the broadcasting teams, the media from other sports. When you watch the national media, it's all very matter of fact, it's very objective. And what we got from the commentary team at Sheffield was overwhelming optimism and positivity, which I don't think is the way forward for any sport. Because if athletes are wanting to be professional, like they're wanting to get paid, they're wanting this to be their job, they have to be willing to be scrutinized, and the media has to be willing to scrutinize them. And what I have seen go along in powerlifting is that, Ryan is awesome hype man. He does a really good job building storylines and hype before competitions. But because he does all of that work, getting to know all the athletes and everything, he's become friends with all of them. So now it's like a conflict of interest for him to say something negative about one of his friends, which I think made the broadcast a little bit too like participatory in a way. Like, this is elite sport. This is the best powerlifting competition.
Joe Rogan does the same thing with UFC.
But he calls out bad performances. He calls out bad referees. And also, Joe Rogan isn't the play-by-play commentator. He's the analyst.
He's a technical guy. Yeah.
Whereas Ryan's
True.
the play-by-play commentator.
Yeah, okay.
The job of the play-by-play commentator is to tell you what's going on in front of you, point out mistakes, tell the story to the crowd. And I think that, I think he's become a little bit too buddy-buddy to the point where like he can't criticize them without straining relationships, which is honestly fair enough because like if I make a friend, I'm not going to come and call them out on the podcast and ruin my relationship with a friend. Like that's fair enough. But I think they need to find a new job for Ryan where he's like doing the interviews out the back because
Or
he has
MC
good
or some
rapport with
shit.
them. He'll get great answers from them from, doing the interviews out the back or doing the post-game podcast that he was doing. But the actual broadcast itself, we need someone more objective, someone who's going to be willing to call out referees, call out coaches, call out athletes, just like any other sport.
Do you think
It was
also
also with
powerlifting's ready for that though?
Well, why wouldn't we be ready
He
for
was
it?
also commentating with Amelia Potter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And yeah, Amelia is like, actually, no, she was doing the interviews, I'm pretty sure.
was she not also on the live stream?
No,
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure it
think
was her.
so. No, she was doing the interviews. Like
Who was the other
between
person?
lifts. She's the woman who does the IPF normally. What's her name?
I have no idea.
Some British lady.
Yeah.
I don't know her name.
Joy. Her name might be Joy.
Anyway, I've got a few points to discuss about that. I think that powerlifting as a sport possibly could be too, like, still in its infant sort of phase for commentary like that to take place. And the reason why I say that is because if we're trying to grow the sport, I get what you're saying about like athletes have to face scrutiny, and that's going to help athletes and coaches get better. But at the same time, like if you're watching the sport of powerlifting and it's being introduced to new people, I feel like by commentating in a way that's positive, it can help people get involved with the sport.
That's what local meets are for. I agree with you, but that's what local meets are for. This is a professional.
Yeah, I agree with Alex on that.
This is a professional, biggest competition in the world. These athletes have been flown halfway across the world. They're getting prize money. Like they have media obligations throughout the week, before, after, post, all that kind of stuff.
They should be subject to scrutiny.
Could you also argue that the commentators just like, I don't know, like I don't know Ryan's history, but like they just don't have the ability to comment on like plays and stuff. Like they just don't see it.
Well, that could also be it. Is like, Ryan's not a coach.
Yeah, he just doesn't.
Maybe you need someone in there who understands.
Trains. Like he's watched enough
Yeah,
comps.
sure, but maybe you need someone in there who can talk about the tactics more and explain the technique of the lifts a bit better or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas, what Ryan does is it's just overwhelming positivity, and it's, he missed that, but God, he gave it his all. It's like, no, he missed that because it was a bad attempt selection. It was too much for today. We have to call stuff like that out, because it also, coming back to your point, Kelvin, getting new people into a sport, they have to actually be told what's going on, not just be told that everything's all fine. Because, if you're losing out on prize money because you took bad attempt selections, like, why?
It actually adds to the drama and the interest.
Yeah.
It's not just about lifting.
agree.
There's strategy involved, and that needs to be explained, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I understand that. I think on the other side of the coin, though, like maybe people just aren't ready or aren't happy with being scrutinized, and if that happens too much, they don't want to come back to Sheffield or something, for example. Just
cool, man. But it's cool, man. But like, toughen up.
Don't come for our money then.
No, like honestly, toughen up. This is a professional sport.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what
I agree with Alex on
what
this
does every other athlete do? This stuff happens in, like obviously I follow basketball really closely. Like, there's reporters who get into verbal fights with media members in the locker room all the time. Like, Joel Embiid pushed a reporter across the locker room and like pretty badly hurt him like a few weeks ago.
Why?
Because he wrote an article about him that he didn't like.
Yeah, right.
And he literally saw him in the locker room, and he went across the room and shoved him. Like, this is a 7-foot man shoving a fucking reporter. Like, that's...
I want to see Jesus shove a
Yeah,
reporter.
like, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but yeah, I feel like if we want to grow powerlifting and we want powerlifting to be seen as a viable option for a professional sport like basketball, baseball, football, soccer, whatever, we have to learn some things from them.
Yeah, we don't have to invent the wheel. Those things already exist.
Yeah. And like, they've already done a really good job with the media that you mentioned earlier. Like, and they got that straight from Netflix Drive to Survive F1
Actually,
series.
now that I think about it, if we're trying to entice people to the sport, general population, if you want to call it that, are exposed to all those other sports.
Yeah.
So to them, it probably wouldn't be a bridge too far to expect the same level of commentary.
It's not a surprise when you turn on a basketball game and someone, like some coach doesn't call a timeout, and the commentators are like, oh, he had a timeout to burn and he didn't. That's a terrible coaching decision from insert coach name. It's not a surprise.
Yeah,
Like,
Formula One's the same.
That's why you get paid the money, because, it's your job to do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Formula One motor racing's the same. You made it for a gamble, tried to go on the inside, didn't make it, or that was a pretty dangerous move. Like, they just call it as it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get that.
I guess, like, how we improve it, like, we got to look at other sports, put people in jobs that, like, put people in the job who knows the job.
He can do the
because,
job.
Good job.
Yeah, good job. The play-by-play guy, he can't be a story man.
Yeah, it could be possible that Ryan just doesn't see it, or he doesn't want to say something that's not right, or make assumptions that aren't correct.
It's not even that. It's more that there's no scrutiny. Like, there has to be some level of scrutiny.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that your job, Alex?
what's the next? I don't think I have a good enough voice for it.
you do a podcast every week, man. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think I have I feel like if you turn on American sports and you hear all of the like play-by-play commentators, man,
Yeah,
they
it's
have,
great
they have
voice for
unbelievable
commentary.
voices.
Chris Andrews.
Yes.
Oh,
Great
yeah,
voice,
Chris
man.
Andrews.
Chris
Shout
has
out Chris.
Chris has a great voice, nice and deep, dulcet tones.
Yep.
He could do it.
Late night love songs.
All right, the final point I have here is the refereeing standards. So we sort of alluded to it earlier with Sonita.
You were mad about this as well.
I wasn't
Not mad, just
really
disappointed.
mad. I wasn't really mad because I've been in a referee chair and it's fucking hard.
Yeah, it is.
Like
hard.
that's the first thing. It's
They
like,
were sitting very close to the athletes as well.
as they should.
Also, we're basing some of this on us watching the live stream, not being there too, right?
And we also get we also get the benefit of replay at home. They don't get the benefit of replay sitting in the chair. So like I understand it, but there were deadlifts that were passed that should not have been passed. Like Emil's final deadlift probably should not have been passed. That put him on the podium. Sonita's final second deadlift should not have passed. That put her into
She was
second
locked out,
at
right?
the time.
A lot of soft.
Well, she didn't get.
Soft
She
knees?
really shouldn't have got any of her deadlifts. That deadlift didn't pass.
Was it just me or she's like, it looks like she's changed her deadlifting
I think with
positioning.
the super heavyweights, what you often see is that when the squat blows up, it's because the body weight's gone up, and then that brings
Changes
the,
the
that brings the
leverages.
deadlift down.
Yeah.
And like Jezza for instance, his deadlift used to be a lot better. Then his squat fucking went through the moon because he gained 20 kilos and his deadlift went crated. And
He
that's
also
what,
had lockout issues. Yeah.
yeah, and because a lot of it is because they get quite chunky palms and stuff, and it gets hard to hold the bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Jesus so great is that he's such a good deadlifter. And what made Ray Williams so great was that he was such a good deadlifter. But yeah, like when there's prize money on the line and podium spots are being decided on lifts that are to fucking everyone who was here at the watch party, we got one view of it and we went fucking
Everyone,
no way.
In sync
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
For Sanitas, for Emil's, and the funny thing is that Russ's third deadlift was not given, and of those three examples, his was the best.
What was he lighter for though?
He was just
Do you remember?
slipping through grip before he got the down call, and then he put the bar down. So it was like
Was it
a little
bar?
bit early, sort of dropping the bar a little bit before the down command.
Okay.
But the other ones were just soft, right?
Yeah.
They
So
were held in, yeah. So.
it's they were all obviously a little bit different, because Emil, Sumo, Russ put the bar down early. Sunita held the bar forever, but it just wasn't a convincing lockout position to everyone who was here. And it just sucks because had Russ been given his, I think he finishes I think he finishes third.
Podium,
I
possibly.
think he finishes third if he gets his. If Emil misses, he finishes fifth instead of second.
Yeah. Enough to
And-
change the result.
And Sunita's third deadlift was actually given and then taken off her, overturned. So it's just a little bit confusing when there's that much inconsistency. And I don't really know what the solution is, other than honestly, I don't know what the solution is.
I'm assuming at some point there'll be a tech solution.
What AI refereeing?
Not necessarily AI refereeing, because I feel like for the nature of sport, you still need a human to make that decision. Or maybe something to do with like the way the jury intervenes.
Yeah, like a instant replay by the jury or something. But also, there's also the argument that the jury can intervene too much.
True.
that
I
was
felt
what
like
I
they
liked.
intervened enough on
That
this
was
one.
what
I
I
think,
Yeah, I
liked.
think the Sheffield was okay.
I think they did a really good job actually at Sheffield. I think the squat refereeing was great. I think usually at IPF comps, like IPF Worlds, man, they fucking make them put their asshole on the floor. Like really, like some of the depth calls that get given at IPF Worlds and
can be a
bench
little
depth-
bit inconsistent.
and bench depth calls. Like
Well,
it's just like
they're
it's just
also-
like what are we doing?
There are also some IPF comps where they just squat high and they get given it as well.
Like regional ones
When
or
have you
even
seen
world
that? I
ones?
haven't seen that.
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like more often than not,
Yeah.
it's they penalize people on depth and they want to see
Deeper
like Alex
squats,
said, yeah, deeper squats.
It's-
That's
it
more
seemed-
often
Well, it's
the case.
inconsistent overall.
It seemed to
Yeah.
me like Sheffield was a little bit more lenient than Worlds, but I actually liked that because I think Worlds has gone too far the other direction.
Yeah.
And I think the benefit of the doubt should always go to the lifter.
Yeah. If
And
you can't see it.
that's really important. The benefit of the doubt should always go to the lifter. And, you know, like,
Sheffield's also a spectacle,
sure.
so you need to take that into consideration.
I don't like the idea. Someone put this in my question box when I was asking for people's takes about Sheffield. Someone said Sheffield should have lower refereeing standards than
No,
Worlds.
no,
And I said no, because first of all, money's on the line. Second of all, records are on the line.
It also sets a standard as well for the rest of the competition. For the rest of the year.
What we really want is consistency.
Yeah.
And Matt Gary went on the Barbells and BS podcast. Have you guys listened to that podcast at all?
No.
The Scottish guys who do, but they've had some really good guests on. Actually, Matty B went on there. They've had Jason Clark and Evie went on there. It's a good potty. They had Matt Gary on and they asked everyone for a hot take, and Matt's hot take was IPF refereeing needs like a full overhaul. And you know, one of the points he brought up was, if you had every IPF referee in a room and you put dots on there, if you asked them to put a dot on their own knee crease and their own hip crease, you'd end up with dots in fucking million different
20
places.
different spots. Yeah.
And I think that's part of the problem with the refereeing, is that there's just such a difference in variation because
Interpretation of the rule book is
the rule book is so hard to interpret. Yeah. So, yeah, I think all we want as powerlifting fans and as coaches and as lifters and as referees is we want consistency. We want to know what the standard is, and we want that standard to be upheld.
I think, yeah, refs also want, like, being in the reffing chair, just a very clear indication of, like, what constitutes as depth.
What are we actually looking for?
Yeah, elbow depth as well. What are we actually looking for? Like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, because you need a goalpost for your clients to train to. For ourselves.
But then what ends up happening is we just, and like, say for example, I make a call and I ask if another ref agrees, and they say, oh, it's just your interpretation of the rule book. Then it's like, well, fuck, like, did it do a good job or not? Yeah.
And I would like to add to it, all three of us are actually referees as well.
Two of us are national referees.
I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon.
I actually think this might be a hot take, but I think the bench press rule fucking sucks, and we need to go back to the old one.
The elbow depth one.
Probably not even a hot take. Probably a very
I don't
mild
think that's
take. That
hot. I don't
everyone
think it's
probably
It's-
mild.
yeah,
It's like a
it's-
lemon and pepper take. That one.
It was introduced very quickly. It was very hard. It's very hard to referee.
It's too hard to
and
look at,
To
man.
be honest, it doesn't affect that many lifters. You know, the thing that it's trying to achieve is addressing like a very small subset of lifters.
Yeah, it seems to affect far more women than men as well, because of, you know, body shape and big arches on women, shorter arms,
Yeah.
which obviously isn't fair. And it's just impossible to know. It's impossible to know what depth is. Like, I have clients all the time being like, "Am I at bench depth?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't think it's one of those rules where the application of that rule will get better with experience over time. I feel like it's just as
It's just
dubious as-
situational. It's very situational.
Yeah, I feel like it's just as inconsistent as it was when it was first introduced. Like, it hasn't gotten better with time. Like, the amount of interventions by a jury has changed
Oh my
because
God.
of, you know,
So
people
ridiculous.
outcry and everything else. But the actual, like, elbow depth rule, the refereeing of it, I don't feel like it's gotten better.
No.
yeah, I think we get rid of it. I think that was a knee-jerk reaction from the IPF to
After getting memed.
social media comments of like half. And, you know, it's so rare to actually see someone bench with this tiny ROM. Like, you go to a powerlifting comp and there might be one or two people out of 50 who do it. And it's
It's like a Eddie Berglund
yeah,
type
it's like,
situation. Yeah.
and it's like, okay, if you're going to change a record by change the rule by that much, and you've still kept these old world records, like a lot of these old world records are never going to get broken if they don't change the rule back. Like Eddie Berglund did, I think, 214 at 66. Like, no one's beating that with a bench depth.
Raw?
Yeah, no one's beating that with the bench depth.
Yeah.
Like Shell did 195, and that was like.
I
fucking
suppose
crazy
it's also
impressive.
a case of like the current world we live in, right? Those few occasions where those lifts occur get amplified through social media, and so the general populace get exposed to this, and you know the complaints and the commentary runs from that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, what I don't understand is that like sumo deadlifts get memed more than fucking tiny ROM benches. And sumo deadlifts contribute to way more powerlifting medals and way more wins than tiny ROM benches. Like if you look at anyone who's benched with now what would now be considered illegal bench depth, almost no one who benched that way has won a world championship. Almost no one, because those people who are built like that can't deadlift.
You know what I think is interesting? I feel like people, like for example, you sumo deadlift 300, right, versus like a 100 and something bench. I feel like there are more people, like more Gen Pop people, who say, "Oh, I could bench that instead of I could deadlift that." If that makes sense, you catching what I'm saying? As in, like for someone who has like 0 ROM for bench press, say for example they bench 150, some gym bro would be like, "Oh, I can bench that same weight with full ROM," as compared to someone deadlifting 300.
Yeah, but they say that.
With sumo.
They say that. And then you go look at their Instagram and the dude who's repping 80 kilos.
I know, but like, I think that's
back.
the perception of these gym bros. Like, I think that they...
Because first of all, gym bros don't do deadlifts, don't train legs,
yeah. Which is why they...
and always do bench.
yeah. Which is
And
why
they-
there's more scrutiny on bench press than deadlifting. Is my opinion.
Yeah, but like also, who gives a fuck?
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is
what do you
like...
elaborate?
with Alex's comparison between bench press and sumo deadlifting, changing the rule for sumo deadlift, for example, there's less scrutiny.
Ban it entirely.
Banning sumo deadlift. There's
Ban.
less scrutiny
It
on...
affects more people though if you ban sumo.
It does, but...
I don't think we should ban.
As a
sumo.
hypothetical.
I just don't think we. I don't think we should have the bench depth rule
No, I
because
agree.
I think what they've done is essentially eliminate a non-problem, and they've created a problem. They've created a refereeing
They've
problem.
created more issues than
Well,
resolved.
To them, the reason they changed it was a perception problem. The public perceived it as being comical and ridiculed as a result. But
But like
the issue is a lot of that ridicule comes from, you know,
Gym bros, bench
gym bros who, would you say are like somewhat irrelevant because
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
gonna criticize the woman who benches 120 and go, oh, she's taking steroids or whatever. Like it's the same. I feel like it's the same
it's the same person.
group of people.
It's the
who
same
just-
person. 100%.
Yeah, it's the same person.
And that's kind of part of my point is like you're appeasing these people who are irrelevant in the sport of powerlifting,
Yeah, they're not even
who are
in it.
never going to be involved in powerlifting,
No.
and you're pissing off people who are in
So you
powerlifting.
probably don't want those people in powerlifting.
But you're now pissing off people who are in powerlifting who get
Or
annoyed by
paying-
this rule,
yeah.
referees who get annoyed by this, coaches who don't know how to now coach their clients.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
new
People are
rule, and,
contributing to the sport.
You've now like upset people who are part of your sport to appease people who aren't even part of your sport. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, that's enough refereeing
Makes
ranting.
sense. That's a lot of ranting.
So yeah, Sheffield was good.
So yeah, Sheffield, nice. Okay.
All right, Kelv. Now you put up some questions
I did.
All right.
for the public.
Cut toilet break.
Toilet break.
Yeah, toilet break.
Okay, toilet break.
Toilet break.
PP break.
PP
Oh,
break.
Chris is so
I called
mad. Chris is so mad. He has to do one edit. It
How's the toilet, boys?
Warm.
was good.
Okay.
Didn't
Shall we
like-
move on to these questions that we have for John?
We should.
Woohoo.
Okay. So the other day I put up a little question box for people to ask John any and every question that they would like to. And let's start with this one from Jesse. John, what are the best numbers that you've had in your powerlifting career?
Jesus. Not very high.
Wasn't your recent comp your best?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember. I can't
was
remember
that?
what I totaled. What did I squat? 205?
200.
200, 205.
I
You
think you
just jigged me
deadlift. I
5
think you
kilos?
deadlifted 205.
Huh?
I think I'll look it up.
I
You
actually
keep talking. I'll look it up.
I actually have no idea. I mean,
I got it.
the comp was, there was a 4-year gap between the previous comp.
200, 110, 205.
200, 110, 205.
I've
I just
definitely
said
benched
that.
more than 110. I think I've benched like 1,
Done 122.
2,
125.
I thought I benched more than that. Anyway.
125 in 2019.
Okay, there you go. And then
Tops.
dead.
Top lifter. I ran that comp.
Good lord. Yeah, you did. You did actually. Far out. Yeah, my.
Got Mags to give you fast press scores.
Shh. Yeah, my peak of a career is more of a hump. Not very high.
Speed bump.
Speed
Little
bump?
speed bump.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a very good lifter. Mainly because I'm just generally have issues committing with long-term training.
Why is that? Just busy with life stuff?
To be honest, like I really struggle to sustain motivation training unless I have a competition on.
I think, I think that's really normal, man.
It's been something that I've never actually been able to address. Like, yeah, we all have life stuff. I can say life stuff. I'm busy with city strength business and gym and family and everything. But I'm not unique in that regard. Everyone has these things. I suppose, yeah, it's a something I really need to work on.
Is that something you want to work on though, or are you just happy with like what you're doing right now?
No, I definitely want to work on it. Training is pretty inconsistent. That's it. Like my baseline strength overall is probably better.
Pretty decent.
Like I can from not training for 3 weeks, I can just get on the bar, work up to like 180 for a triple.
Well, I mean, your prep for comp, you didn't train much.
I did seven training sessions in like the last 3 weeks
leading up to your comp.
Yeah, which otherwise, in an ideal world, I would train 3 to 4 days a week. So it wasn't even like strength block leading to peaking. It was just.
So what's stopping you then from training more often?
It's because you don't have a coach.
I don't have a coach.
Why don't me and Kelvin coach you together?
Yeah.
Why don't we all collaborate, the three of us, sit down and coach for John Tran?
I think part of it is what my priorities are. Like I'm kidding myself if I say training is my number one priority at the moment.
Of course.
Yeah, I think at some point I just need to like suck it up and stop making excuses and like commit to it. Timing is a bit of an issue because my day-to-day routine is so sort of in the moment. Like shit can happen. I need to address it. Oh crap! It's eaten 2 hours of my time that I otherwise going to be training.
Constantly putting out fires that you didn't know were going to come up.
Yeah. There's a lot of that sort of stuff, and stuff just needs to be addressed quickly. And that's the one that throws me off the most. And I really like routine. When I was able to train consistently, I would have in the lead up to training, I would have a routine I would do. Like I would do this. I would eat something by this time. And then, have a coffee by this time and then warm up by this time. And
Is that when you were like PTing and you had sort of scheduled times?
Yeah, PTing or even like early days when we first had the gym out of Marrickville in City Strength when, had those times and I was able to structure it that way. And then, things got busy and I just sort of left it to the wayside and I just haven't been able to pick it up since. It's easier when I have a comp day, but it's still, I think part of it's mental.
Do you reckon we can just put a comp day on the calendar for you and then Kelvin and I can write your program?
We could try. Don't know until we go, right?
I think also like just being here with you while we work, your work days and things that you have to deal with are just so like, what's the word? Just
random.
So random.
Yeah, right.
Like things just pop up. And
it can be stressful, but it can be chill. Like I have chill days too. So yeah, it is random.
I guess that's like I guess being flexible is in that respect is really important because if you identify that you have a day that's like not as busy, like you got to make sure that you train on that day, and then if you have a day that's crazy, you just write it off.
I definitely, and Greta has pointed this out numerous times. Love my wife; she knows me the best. That I have a tendency to go, it has to happen like this perfectly, and then like you said, if it doesn't, then it can actually like completely
spirals
out, and I lose motivation. And I can't do it.
100%. And if it's like okay, I train on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then like you get in on Monday morning and you just have this fucking pile of emails, and you're like, well, fuck, I can't train today.
Yeah, it's not about that. Logically, like I apply this to my clients when I train. Like, I logically know that I shouldn't, but I just can't actually do it.
Do you feel like also having the responsibility of a business feeds into this in the sense that, like, for example, you might have a chill day, but then you go like, oh, well, there's all these other things that I have to do with the business that I could be doing during this time instead of
I
training.
used to think that way.
Okay.
But I've come to deal with the fact and not try to perceive things as like, we have this massive space in this business and let the size of the business sort of dictate the level of responsibility. Does that sort of make sense? Like I still treat it as if I'm just doing stuff.
Right.
Like I just work here is the funny line I use to like
Interesting.
like as opposed to like trying to conceive it as everything I do has such a huge knock-on effect, like a big outcome because I co-own the business. It gets very daunting if I perceive it that way.
Right.
So I myself have figured out to go, if I just figure it like these are my tasks within the business and these are the things I'm allocated to do. And if I just keep that sort of as a shell, siloed,
Yeah.
then it helps me process it better.
Do you think it would help you to have people to train with? Like to be like, come on, John, we're going to train.
I don't know yet.
Let's try it.
It's been a long time for me
That's
to
what I was-
say
that's
to
what I was
actually say I
thinking.
don't know, because I used to train with people, but the dynamics of that training session were different. Like I'll be like semi-coaching and training, and I've been doing that for ages, and that's for sure. It's an enjoyable time, but productivity-wise, like time efficiency-wise, sucks. Conversely, I can train the house down with headphones in and hit the right music track and just punch it out.
Good old
Don't know.
technology.
I've got to find a middle ground. Actually, try it because I just feel like I haven't.
Well, you guys both like techno, and you guys grew up in the same area, so maybe you guys should
Yeah, we're
train
both
together.
Asian. Our last name's a Tran.
And your last name's
Went to the
Tran.
same high school.
And you should put the techno on the Sonos, and off you go.
We'll figure something out. Next question. Elvin asks, "Do you miss me?"
I do.
I miss him.
Yeah, I miss Elwood.
John doesn't miss him.
Elbert and Elwin, actually.
Yeah.
Both the boys.
Chris, you miss him?
Chris misses him too. Yeah.
I love Elvin.
Yeah, I like seeing his updates on his social media. But yes, we do miss you.
Yeah, how's your sourdough going, Elwin? Let me
He's
know.
asking you, how's your sale going? He also asked, any plans on moving SBD Cup from HQ to a big venue?
Oh, good question. So, not for this next one.
No, for this.
That
next
is
one.
confirmed. Chris has breathed a sigh of relief. It is something that is that was considered actually from day dot.
Yeah.
But I feel like we need to nail the small fish first before we go for the big fish. Until such time that we're completely satisfied with the level of production, like we've got it down pat, and also if the business case works out, then sure, definitely investigate whether we can do it in an external venue. I think
there's more potential for SBD Cup to be better, a better comp, production wise, like organization wise, for another year at least.
Yeah,
I
from
mean,
my
I
perspective.
think that the comp was so fucking awesome that like it was great having it here. Like, there's no rush, I guess, is my point. It's like it
we
was.
don't know yet. We'll wait for this second one.
Yeah, I think it was. We did such a good job, and the lifting was amazing, and the stream was great, and like we did so many things really well. The crowd was awesome, like the hype around it, the atmosphere was amazing in a gym. Like,
I think
that was super.
What also added to the atmosphere was the fact that it was a bit of a smaller space. I feel like if you had like allocated seats and stuff, you wouldn't have people crowding around the platform the way we did for like third deadlifts, for example.
But one thing you don't have when you're not in a venue, in a gym, is the sheer volume of people cheering.
Yeah.
Like, having gone to Sheffield, I mean, cool. We're not going to try and compare this size comp to the Sheffield comp, but it really highlighted to me how much a crowd, the noise of the crowd and their reactions contribute to the vibe and the feeling and the excitement of the live event. Like, it's, yeah, sure, like the gym, everyone's like, it's a little bit more intimate, it's closer, but when you've got that much more people making noise in sync, that's something you can't replicate in a gym. I suppose the biggest thing for us, the business case has to be there, right? It needs to at least break even, generate revenue, because there's prize money at the moment. Prize money is
It's a lot of money.
paid for out of our own pocket. So, some would bring the case of, you need to do more sponsorships and all that sort of stuff, and that's something that we're definitely working on. So yeah, it's a work in progress. But for this year, I think I'm save for something dramatic to happen. I think we're going to run it again in venue. All our tech is here. Chris is happy that we're here. He gets to sit in the air-conditioned room.
Yeah, we'll move the stream up here.
We'll move the stream up here like we did for our last local comp.
It opened
That
up a
worked-
lot of space downstairs as well, having the stream.
Yeah, that worked really well. So
yeah.
there are
We could probably put more crowd on the side of the platform.
there are definitely like improvements that we can do, and until such time it's outgrown this space, then we'll think about otherwise.
Yeah.
What I think would be really cool for the athletes would be having an external comp, because every comp we do is at a gym, except for nationals or worlds.
Exactly.
And that we want it to be on that level where it's like, when I did the expo comp for nationals in, I think it was 2019 or 18, you're going in and checking in at an expo, and you're like, you get an athlete wristband, and like it's fucking, it's
All
you
the
feel
expo comps
special.
like
Like it feels special, even though fucking I came whatever.
Yeah, like at Sheffield last year when we went, we caught the train in from Manchester, and there were people wearing SPD shirts. Like I've never seen SPD.
It's like on the way to a actual event. Like
Yeah, you see, it's like you go to the venue and there are people milling outside, just like as if they're about to go to a concert
or whatever. Yeah.
And they go in, buying their little show bag and getting their lanyard, and like, well, this is a full on.
That's sick. Yeah,
It legitimizes the sport, the actual event that they're going to, and there's so much excitement seeing that coming in. And so I think SPD Australia Cup, that's something we'll aim towards, to get it to at some stage to that point where it's in an external venue, with lighting and big MC and everything.
We need to do a video on the Instagram about the ranking system as well. By the way,
Yes,
we did do that.
no, the ranking system for
the Hayes ranking.
invitations.
We're going to call it the Hayes
rankings.
ranking.
The Hayes ranking system.
Who came up with that?
It wasn't my idea to call it Hayes. Actually, it was John's. We can call it something else.
Moving on to the next question. Zach also asked, "What's the plan for the next SPD Cup?" So there are people who are keen about it, which is good.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do differently this year is get the ranking system announced, and then we're going to send invites out a lot earlier.
Yeah, when are invites going out, Alex?
Haven't decided.
Huh?
Haven't decided. Before Worlds.
After Nationals, I think.
Yeah, I think after that would be good.
Yeah.
By the way, we're deciding this on the fly.
Yeah.
Like on this podcast.
Sometime in probably
Welcome to our meeting.
probably March or April, we'll send invites out.
Yeah, I think March will be good.
Yeah.
Gives them time. One, I'd add to that from like an event running standpoint, probably pre-selling seated seats. Maybe not strictly allocated seating, but because I don't know how we're going to police that.
Have a limited run of seated. Yeah,
we know how many chairs we've got. We know how many we can fit. So we might do a case of pre-selling
The
seats.
front 3 rows or something like that.
Probably all the seating.
Okay.
maybe
And
the
then
seating can be sectioned off,
And then
with
there could be
another
standing area.
Yeah.
You'll get a different wristband or a lanyard, whatever. The other thing we are going to do is there will not be a local comp on the same day. It will just be the event itself.
Are we still going to do afternoon lifting as well?
I think we'll do
I
afternoon.
think that worked well.
That worked well.
Yeah.
It also works well because the lifters can come in here way earlier,
Maybe we can do
chill
a
out,
whole bunch of
especially those from
media.
interstate.
We do a whole bunch of media stuff beforehand as
Yeah,
well.
true.
That's right. So it gives us a lot more flexibility, a little bit more breathing room. It was good to be able to have people do their first comp and like a local comp, on the same stage and potentially bump into their heroes and stuff like that. But
It's a big chaotic for us.
it was a little bit chaotic in that regard, especially for people arriving for that second session.
And
So-
even with having like a huge break between like we did, it was still chaotic. Like we had like a 3-hour break between the sessions and it was still chaotic.
Yeah, like
we're still running
last
around doing
deadlift was
shit.
put down, and it's like, cool, we're going to transition.
Yeah.
Pull the roller door. We literally closed the roller door down so no one could see all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're just going to run a standalone comp in itself. Portaloos, the gazebo, the whole kit and caboodle, similar thing.
Very keen.
On the note of powerlifting, Zach also asked, what is John's favorite thing about powerlifting?
Wow, like one thing.
Favorite.
My favorite thing about powerlifting is the ability of the sport to attract such a diverse range of people. Like there certainly is a powerlifting type, so to speak, but like the backgrounds, previous experiences, all age groups. You go to a local comp these days, and like the diversity of people is absolutely ridiculous now.
I think that I see that even more now, especially with so many sub juniors and juniors lifting
Yeah.
as well. It's just like so many random faces. I'm just like, welcome to powerlifting.
Yeah,
Welcome to the gym.
strength training is a cool thing now. Whereas when I was going through school, if I told the teacher my goal is to lift as much weights as possible, they're like, okay, no worries. Next week I'll book you in to see the school counselor. But conversely, if I actually said, I want to do a cross country marathon and get good at athletics, yeah, cool, no worries. Like, there's an athletics thing next week. Like the perception of like strength training now, it's positive. Right? At least that's the feeling I get. There's a lot more younger there's a lot more younger people
There's so many.
actively
have
participating.
I have a few clients who are like ex-athletes in very popular sports, like rugby, swimming, who quit that sport to do powerlifting. Like that's how that would have never happened 10 years ago. No
Yeah.
way.
Why do you think that's happening now?
I think stuff like Sheffield really helps because the people who are up there are real athletes, and it's like appealing for the general population. For
It looks pretty cool too
for
when you
younger
watch
people.
it.
Seeing people like Russ and Agata and like people who are like, you know, these actual powerhouse athletes. Like, oh, I want to try that. Like, that looks cool. Whereas when I was in high school, the only powerlifting you would see is fucking Dave Tate and Mark Bell
Like
and
in
dudes
wraps
who
and knee
are-
wraps
dude
and
who-
shit.
dude who knee wraps. Like, obviously the explosion of raw powerlifting is what has grown powerlifting more than anything. But yeah, when I was in high school, it was equipped super heavyweight guys.
Yeah, multiply.
Yeah.
Knee wraps, fucking
Big
red
boys.
faces because their
Yeah.
blood pressure's through the roof.
Like there's
Rolling start deadlifts.
if you ever watch like multiply powerlifting, I mean it's almost like it's a different sport.
Have you seen Westside versus the World, Kelvin?
No, what
You
is
need
it?
to go watch that documentary.
What's
Just to
it
give
about?
just to give you a bit of an understanding of like what John and I
Went
I'm
through.
talking about.
what not what we went through, but what we envisioned powerlifting was
Uh-huh.
when we started. And that's honestly that's why I took so long to do my first comp, because I saw powerlifting and I saw very few influencers who were like me. Like the first person who I saw who was like me who did powerlifting was Johnny Candido. It was like he was a junior, he was similar weight to me. The weights he was lifting weren't like astronomical that it was like unattainable or, you know, ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that was enough for me, attractive enough for me to go, yeah, cool, I want to do that and I want to do a comp. Whereas before that, there was nothing even remotely like that.
Yeah.
It was,
If you want to get an example of something like a lift that's like completely, at least for me, when I saw it was completely unrelatable, was Dave Hoff squatting, I think it was 11 or 1,200 pounds, some absolutely ridiculous, in a Inza Leviathan suit.
The grey
out of
one?
a mono.
The grey one?
Yeah, it's the one
mono
with
as
the
well.
industrial straps.
Yep.
Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I would not be able to pull that off. And most of the people listening to this podcast would not be able to do that feat of strength. What I'm getting at is just that entire setup, the culture of like getting into like multiply lifting is so far removed from what powerlifting is, like raw powerlifting is
What
today.
popular powerlifting is today.
Well, so
Yeah, it's just crazy. If you look at that video, he does like I mean, it was a good squat by their standards, but it would not hold up in like raw standards now. And like I said,
he's got it about 2/3 of the way down.
2/3 of the way down. I
Two-thirds
can't remember how
of the way down to depth.
absolutely
That's-
ridiculous weight in a multiply suit. It's so unrelatable to anyone else who just goes to the gym.
Yeah.
Like you just go, what the hell's going on? Like it doesn't appeal to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this also ties into another question by Vic.
What's your favorite thing about powerlifting?
My favorite thing about powerlifting.
This is a podcast. It's not just a John interview.
Good question. I think that my favorite thing about powerlifting, now that it's evolving and developing quite quickly, arguably, is just meeting meeting a very diverse range of people, and
That's my answer.
especially on comp days. Hey, let me build on this. On comp days, everyone's supporting each other, even though you don't really know them. Like you meet them,
Yes.
you meet them getting weighed in, and you're like, "Hey, I'm Kelvin. This
Yep.
guy's John, and I'm here with my mate Alex." And then by the end of the comp, like you three are taking photos together, like because you competed together. I think that's really really sick.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to what my favorite thing about powerlifting is, which is the community.
You stole my answer.
Well, it's a bit different, but
go
like
around.
I met my wife through powerlifting.
Yeah.
I met some of my best friends through
yeah, I met my
powerlifting. Like
girlfriend
some
through powerlifting too,
some
yeah.
of the people who stood next to me at my wedding, and like probably half the guests at our wedding were fucking from powerlifting.
From the same federation.
Yeah, from all people who from the gym. Like it's just such a good community, so supportive, and like, you know, you find friends for life.
And I think it's different to like team-based sports where it's like team versus team. For a lot of people, and I think what a lot of sub-juniors and juniors are understanding now is that it's for themselves. Like they're doing it for them. And I think that's really nice, like to see young people get involved with that sort of understanding and that sort of philosophy.
And I also think to talk on that point, it's one of the few sports I've seen where two people competing against one another at a very high level can shake hands afterwards and say like, well done.
Or even like after attempt, give a fist pump or a hug. Like you don't see
Yeah.
that very much in other
Yeah.
individual sports.
Yeah, you see that,
As well.
the basketball equivalent of like a deadlift for the win is like someone hitting a game winner on you. You don't go and shake their hand after they hit a game winner.
Yeah,
on you.
nice
That just
fucking
doesn't-
dunk
That
on
just
me,
doesn't
bro.
happen. Like you're
Yeah.
closer to fighting them than that. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, even if you are really, really competitive closely with someone, you can still.
Do you think it's a
Be
case like with those examples? The nature of the sport means you're actually like confronting those individuals, and whereas with powerlifting, you're not.
Yeah, you're not on the
You're not
platform.
an
It's a
enemy.
bar.
Like, yeah.
You're not on the platform at the same time as anyone.
Yeah.
This is why what I was.
Although you don't see that in weightlifting though.
I was talking to someone recently about this. I can't remember who it was, but he was like, "Oh, he's asked me, is there ever any like conflict or beef in powerlifting?" And I said, "Yeah, there is, but it's usually like people taking shots at each other on social media,
Yeah.
and it's fucking lame because you're not like racing to the bar to see which one of you gets there faster, and then whoever gets there faster gets to squat the bar. Like that's not how it works. Like you're never on the platform at the same time. It's essentially doing the same thing. It's not like in the UFC where they do the face ups and then they try and fight each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
Then you're not actually punching someone or like tackling someone or like defending someone. You're lifting at different times.
You're lifting
it's
an
very
inanimate
strange.
object.
Yeah, you're lifting an oddly shaped piece of metal. Yeah, I always find that very interesting when people try to like create beef in powerlifting. I don't.
Does that mean
don't
there's
quite
room
get it.
for it potentially to bring up some some drama and some action?
I want to see beef between the media and that's what I want to see. Beef between the media and the athletes.
Nah. Do we need a Khabib and Conor? Conor McGregor type?
I think the culture of powerlifting in general, for the most part, is mostly positive as well, which is what I really enjoy about the sport and the community. I think it's nice.
Totally.
100%.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that is highlighted the fact that when I did my comp for the first time in 4 years, I was reminded by the fact that everyone's really wishing the best for you by like random people coming up to me and going, "Hey man, you got good lift," or like "Good luck for the next one," and vice versa.
Yeah, super cool.
I think that like what we mentioned ties into Victor's. Victor asked, "How do you predict the Australian powerlifting scene to look like in the next 3 years?" Yeah, I think we answered it.
Well, we spoke a little bit about this yesterday when we were Tuesday when we were all in here together about nationals, and I'm so excited for nationals. Doing a nationals preview show with Matt next week, but I think this nationals is only going to be like a warm up for next nationals and the one after that. Like I think the way that Australian powerlifting is growing in terms of the top end talent, but the depth underneath the top end talent, and then also the Melbourne clubs coming over. There's not that many
Victoria.
Yeah, not that many. Victorian people doing nationals this year. Like there's a handful, and a lot of that handful are at the top. Like Brittany's in, Tanis, Kian, they're at the top and vying for podium. But there's a lot more of them, and Hung as well. There's a lot more of them who haven't come over to APA yet, or have just come over and still need to qualify for next year's
I'm
nationals.
sure there's heaps of people that are just under the radar that we haven't seen yet as well.
And I think once that continues to grow, there's going to be more movement into our Fed. And I think we're just going to end up with just this crazy amount of talent at the top. And, some people who are starting to get on the podium at Worlds.
Yep.
I think we'll see Vicky on the podium at Worlds this year. I think, maybe we'll see Nat or Lucy or both on the podium at Worlds this year. Maybe Tanis or Kana on the podium at Worlds this year. I think we're headed in a really interesting direction, and I think it's only getting like further.
This is
and
just the
further
start.
for us to actually,
Yeah.
maybe not be like a world powerhouse, but actually like, someone
Setting the
legitimate.
stage for that talent to be actually
Yeah.
build, right? I don't remember powerlifting as a collective getting to this sort of point, at least since my involvement in powerlifting.
The only year that I can compare it to is the 2016 Worlds, where we sent quite a big team and quite a good team to Worlds. I think Liz got on the podium that year. JP broke the 66 kilo open deadlift record. We had a few world championships, world records in
where
the
was
juniors
2016?
in Killeen, Texas.
Okay.
Obviously, Beth won sub juniors. I think Jules came second in juniors. We had a couple of deadlift records broken in the juniors. But since then, we've never been that successful.
Yeah, that was a big team.
Yeah, a really big team. And the open team was like basically the best open team that we could have sent at the time. You know, Amir Fazeli, he got the deadlift gold at that same meet. And we just had a lot of like representation in the top 10s in a lot of open classes, which we haven't had since. And I think we're getting there, and we're gonna push through the next
ripe
level.
for it.
Yeah, we're gonna push through the next level soon.
I think to add to that, like on the local front, with a lot more like the entire state of Victoria coming on board, I feel like there will be an increase in gyms wanting to participate, affiliate, and probably coaches as well.
I mean, we're even seeing more powerlifting equipment in commercial gyms.
That's right.
Yeah, Onyx down the road, they got a V2 rack and a full set of plates and a bar.
And there are some anytimes which I know now are stocking like power bars and calorie plates and stuff.
Yeah, and at some point it'll be, it's becoming more mainstream.
It'll be somewhat the norm.
It'll be mainstream, and that will be the huge tipping point, because if people see it in gyms and they know what it is, then they will potentially be interested in watching it before they participate. And then, back to you, I think what we discussed earlier about commentary and presenting the sport in a better way, that's the way to capture that crowd, because those are the people who watch footy and watch all those other sports and still unsure about powerlifting. They've seen the bits, they know, they've heard about it. It'll pique their interest. I think it'll just snowball from there.
That's one of the huge things that's improved so much, is the live stream aspect of it. Like back in the day, you had to wait until the results were put on Open Powerlifting, or you had to wait until someone posted an Instagram of their meet recap. Like I remember one comp that I did, I had people messaging me after the comp saying, "How did you do?" And now that would never happen. They just watch the stream. So yeah, it's changed so much, and I think all of that stuff is just, and it's not just Australia, it's everywhere. But I think we're doing a particularly good job with sorry, that was me knocking the. We're doing a particularly good job here in Australia, particularly in the APA, with getting the local comp stream quality really good.
Yep. Last few questions. We have a question from Victor, the dictator. Would you be my date to get into Berghain?
Berghain.
I don't know what that means.
Berghain, for those who don't know, is a infamous techno nightclub in Berlin. It's based in, I think, a old disused power station. There's like two parts of it. And famously, the doorman, Stan, who's a bit of an icon, a nightlife icon himself, is actually like a really good photographer. And he's basically the guy who has the last word on whether or not you can get in or not.
Right.
And it's become like a bit of a cult thing where like, I got into Berghain, and you basically turn up
Have
there.
you been?
I have not, but I've
Would
read.
you like to?
I don't know.
Maybe 10 years ago.
I'm still
maybe
trying to
10 maybe
convince.
10 years ago.
I'm still trying to convince John to come.
Because there's a lot of
mystique
about this nightclub, right? And realistically, it's a techno nightclub.
Where did you say it was?
Berlin.
Oh, in Berlin.
Yeah, the ultimate liberal.
There's a techno and trance event this Saturday. You want to come?
Yeah, but that's not the same as Berghain. Berghain has places like it. There's dark rooms where there's no light and anything goes, and
Anything goes.
Anything
goes,
It's
Alex.
pretty wild. But for some reason, there's a gelato shop in there somewhere as well.
Is that where Yanni went?
I don't know. Did you go?
Oh no, that was in Japan. Yanni went to some nightclub that sold ice cream in Japan.
No. Berghain is a bit of a cult thing. It's notoriously difficult to get in, especially for tourists, because they make such a big deal out of it, and people just dress black. You go there for the music and whatever else goes on behind
And the
not so closed doors.
Extracurriculars, yep.
in the dark rooms.
In the dark rooms and all the other different floors of levels of stuff. But I heard the sound system is like some of the best in the world.
The sound system here at HQ is pretty good too.
Hmm?
The sound system here at HQ is pretty good.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's
I want to
good.
get a sub, actually.
I want to take John to an event one day. Don't you worry.
Can I come? I don't really want to come.
I don't think you would enjoy yourself.
I don't really want to come.
Last few questions. We've got 2 questions about baking. First is,
Baking.
how many baking medals did you win, if any?
I don't remember the complete tally.
Oh, so you actually did win.
Yeah,
Awards for baking.
I did participate in baking competitions
Really?
that were run by Baking Association of New South Wales, Baking New South Wales.
ABA, Australian
Can't
Baking
remember.
Association.
And yeah, you would used to have to produce the goods, and they had to be submitted by a certain time at the venue to be adjudicated by another time. So, like as an example, you had to submit it by 7 a.m. at this place. You just go drop it off, get your tag, put your stuff on it, and then you go away and you come back at 9 o'clock and
And you won a few.
find out results.
Won a few awards for that.
I have a box at home.
What
of
did
medals.
you What did you put in? Just bread or
It'd be
other
like
stuff?
Pork rolls.
bread products. No pork rolls. This
Submitted pork
guy.
rolls.
No, I'd be like mostly like
Pastries?
pies and pastries,
Oh, that's
breads. I didn't do cake stuff because I don't like cake. I like yeast raised goods.
You don't like cake?
I don't like making cake.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a.
But you like eating cake.
Yeah, but some people are really good at like cake decorating and stuff like that. I don't have the patience. Like I just don't. I cannot. It's too much of a fine art detail. I like the fine detail in
Mixing
breads and
ingredients
yeast
shit.
raised goods because you can use it's a formula calculation. It's a percentage based.
Science guy.
The use science guy. You
No,
know,
no art.
nerd.
No art.
if
over
you
here, just
if you
science guy.
use a certain amount of water temperature and your flour temperature, then you can ascertain the proving time required, and you can get it down to a fine art. Because in commercial baking, you kind of have to because there's a time constraint. So I like that aspect of it. But yeah, I have a box of medals at
cool.
home.
Cool.
Yeah, are there any parallels between baking and powerlifting, you think? Sam
Yes.
submitted this question. There are.
Yes.
Preparation leads to success.
Or greater chance of success. Like there's still like a subjective or like an open-ended result, right? So if you train and you do, a certain amount of training volume, blah, blah, you can like safely ascertain or assume, let's say you can triple 200 for a squat. By that, you can derive that, you can safely assume that you could probably do 210 for a single. And how that draws parallels with baking is that whilst you use very objective measures to make a product, the outcome can vary because there's variables that are just way out of your control. So, for example,
Externals.
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 Baking externals.
So one thing is like the room temperature. Use that room temperature and your flour temperature to dictate the water temperature because you want a certain rate of rise.
So
in
you would have
bread.
to like measure the temperature of the room at that point in time.
At that point in time, before you mix the dough,
Oh shit!
to
Wow.
determine your water temperature, and then there's a factor that you need to factor in by the mixer because the mixer through its
Certain speed
action
or whatever.
imparts heat into the dough that dictates how quickly it can rise. But the thing you can't control is the temperature difference between the time you started that,
Yeah.
by the time you get a dough or like whilst it's brewing, like no one's running a baking business in a fully temperature controlled environment.
Yeah, this isn't the Heisenberg meth lab.
Yeah, exactly. So like you can
seen
get
Bre-
it
have you
close,
seen
but you
Breaking
never
Bad?
get it down to a T.
No, I haven't.
You ever
but
seen Breaking Bad? Come
No,
on,
I
man.
haven't.
You need to go
Right.
watch Breaking Bad.
I haven't seen it either
What? You laughed at my joke and you haven't even seen Breaking Bad.
because I've heard references.
I heard Meth Lab. I just laughed. Anyway, last question. On
big one.
Tuesday, we did all wear the orange SPD shirt.
We did.
And someone asked, do you actually like the orange? Alex, do you like the orange?
I liked it a lot more than I thought I would like it.
Yeah.
I like the full kit when it's all on together. I think if you wear any of the individual things on their own with another color, it looks weird. Except for like a t-shirt, because you can just wear black around it. But there was a couple people at Sheffield, like they were wearing their like country suit, and then they had the orange socks.
Panna.
Yeah, like someone had the orange belt with like a blue and green suit. Oh, it just looks strange.
Oh, speaking of which, can we circle back to something about Sheffield?
Yeah, go.
I would like to be able to have the opportunity to pick the brain of some of the coaches' attempt selections. Put it
Ooh.
that way.
Yeah, there was a lot of ambitious.
Like we
plans.
obviously don't know the full context of the decision, like the around the
French
decision. But like for example, like Panna's second to third squat, or like they jump 15 kilos from first to second,
Brian King, man.
and then
Brian
2.5 to third. And just some of those attempt selections, like, oh, we're missing some info. Like, why did they?
Yeah, and then my issue is that Ryan doesn't call it out, and he just goes, "Ah, so you know that Panna's gonna fight there, brother." and that's it.
He's not wrong
I mean, yeah, sure, he's not wrong, but like, was it smart?
to get the
Probably
best
not.
result. Well, we don't know the full story.
Maybe that's
But
why
it's not that we don't know the full story. We've seen him compete dozens of times. It's
But
the
that's
same
maybe
fucking
also
thing
why
every
Ryan
comp.
holds back on making commentary, because he's like, I don't want to say anything that is a wrong assumption. Potentially.
There's no assumption to say that something was a bad decision. It's not really an assumption. It can be pretty clear.
When that, you kind of have to make a decision.
Like, of course, if you don't know the full story, like if someone's injured and then whatever, or they're sick and they didn't tell you, like, sure, there's certain circumstances that are aside from that. But if the same person goes 1 for 3 from squats,
Still goes
fucking
up.
10 comps in a row, and all their fucking
Okay,
second
I'll
attempts,
take back what I said. That's
all their second attempts are grinders, like, when's it going to change?
okay, back to orange.
Well, we do have one last question.
No, we haven't answered orange. Do you like the orange?
Oh, do I like the orange? My emotions about the orange were like a roller coaster. Basically, I saw the media like pack that they gave us, and I was like, oh, that looks sick. But it was Russ or Orhi. Was it Russ?
It was Rust
It was
and
Russ
Durans
and Duran's posing. So they looked sick in the suit,
in the dark skin.
with their dark skin,
their
their
abs
dark
popping out of the
complexion and
suit.
Yeah, man,
stuff.
they could wear potato sack and look good, those guys.
And I was like, that looks so sick. And then it came and got delivered, and we started unboxing, and I was like, oh, that's pretty orange. Like, that's a very orange color. And then I started to put it together again, like people actually wearing it. And I was like, oh, okay, that actually looks all right. So I don't mind the orange, but it is difficult to match it with other pieces of clothing.
If you're as pale as I am, don't buy it.
I had the same roller coaster that Kelvin did. Being the retailer, we obviously got to see the detail of it early on screen, and obviously when you print it out. I thought it would actually be a different tone color of orange.
I think also the gray looked great too on the screen.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a bit darker, and obviously, like the color looks different on different screens. And when it came, I was like, oh. And then when it was on people, it looked great. Admittedly, I do like the orange. I have like 3 orange t-shirts that are nice BD at home,
Big Dragon Ball Z guy.
and I have mentioned it. Like there are instances out there where orange mixes well with other colors out there, not even in fashion. And then I've spoken to this people like martini racing colors. If you don't know what those colors, there's like a dark blue, pale blue, and there's like it's red, it's not orange, but an orange would fit on that. So funny enough, if you somehow worked like a reflect style color, that blue or tones of that blue with orange, like a light blue and orange would work. But you have to there's a certain level of confidence you got to wear it with. It's like a pink. It's like a pink shirt.
That's also,
wear it well.
I think, like the body type sort of dictates how it looks on you too.
Color tone, or you mean type, like shape?
Shape and tone.
I mean, shapes any clothing a piece of apparel
That's
regardless.
I think lighter colors look worse on bigger people in general. Like bigger people look better in darker colors. And I think like darker skinned people look better in greater variety of colors as well.
Like the orange on Kana is
Like using Russ
it's fine.
using Russ Endurance was a fantastic marketing point.
they did.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a very good idea.
They look good.
but I also feel
They
like
can
it's,
look good
it's
in
how
anything.
you wear it as a person too. If you wear it with confidence, it looks good.
Well, okay, I got a friend who's who's very high in fashion, and he says that 50% of your outfit is whether you decide to walk out the door wearing it. Like
That's a
if
good
you
way
actually
to-
leave the house wearing it, you've done half the job.
Yeah, because I was hesitant getting orange shirt, not even like like with the SBD stuff. We went shopping one day and I'm like, oh, I don't know. And I tried it on. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
And then
you suit.
look,
you,
kinda
feel,
good.
you feel good about it, then you just walk out with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
and
I mean, you suited
looks
the
great.
full orange kit.
This isn't a question that's
suited it.
on here, but what color SPD kit would you like to see?
What I like to see.
Yeah.
I think they need to do like a dark purple as the main color.
I would like to see not actually one color kit.
What do you mean?
I would like to see somehow a release that will be a mix of a color palette that you could use pieces interchangeably. I don't know how that would be done. That's just an idea in my head. I'll leave that execution too.
And the suit, yeah, like the suit kind of encapsulates all the colors, and then you can use the different accessories on top of
That
it.
will be
That would be very cool.
that would be good because it's a little bit different. You know, every other company manufacturer does this color, and then there's matching pieces to go with it as a complete kit. But it'd be cool if somehow it could be worked that you could, have one anchor piece, like one piece that singlet probably, or not even just competition gear. It could be out of competition gear, but pieces that you could use interchangeably and it'll work.
Yeah. I'd love to see SBD get into more like streetwear stuff as well, which they tried to.
Yeah,
in
that's-
Yeah, the trackies are cool, and the
oversized.
tee and the oversized singlet, and
Yeah, I rate the hoodie. The
Yeah, the hoodie.
feel of it, the heavy fabric garment of it actually is really, really nice. Actually feels really good on the skin and in the hand as well. But yeah, for us, we're in the southern hemisphere, so the release times are a little bit tricky. Like hoodies and stuff in high 30-degree heat don't do so well. But it's the nature of the beast.
I think that's it.
Alright.
What age did you go bald?
I'm not bold. For
can we stop saying bold? It's bald.
Bald.
bold.
Bald.
Bold is like a italics, bold, non-bold, like font.
Mate, you're talking about two boys from like the area.
Yeah,
you're
bro.
Lucky, you're
What's
lucky
this
with it. They go,
discrimination,
is
man?"
it?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, is it cuz?
Is it? Oh my
I
god.
don't even know what that fucking means.
Is it cuz?
It's bald. BALD.
Anyway.
Bald.
Sorry we didn't go to private school.
For
Get done.
I'm not bold.
Well, you know what, Kelvin?
bold.
It's showing.
I still actually,
It's fucking showing that you did
Sorry
it.
I grew up poor.
I actually still have hair. I just willingly shave it every 3 days ish.
When did you start doing that?
I would like to say, actually, I had 2 stints. I did it in like year 9, year 10.
Really?
Shaved my head. I actually had
Sick.
long hair gangster fringe at one stage.
No way.
Yep. It was
I'm gonna find those
disgusting because it
photos.
would just like fall into soup. And then you get a cabramatta, you get like evil eyes, even if I was just standing there holding my parents' groceries.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good time. It was in the 90s.
a lot of
Gang
gangsters,
violence and
yeah.
drug dealing was rife. I'm like, hold on, this is not going to end well just because of a haircut. So I went the other way. I shaved my head. That didn't go too well either because then they thought I was some other type of
You
gangster.
still look like
which
a gangster with a shaved head.
well, I clearly am not. Anyway,
You need more
so that
tattoos.
was like 16, 17. And then I shaved my head again like 2007-ish.
And it's been like that since then.
I initially just did like a 1. And then...
The buzz cut.
Yeah, just buzz cut, like just did it myself. And then I thought,
Go, but
It
go
gets-
all the way.
it looks long quicker. Like when you have short hair, it gets longer a little bit, and it looks like
Yeah, the
it's way
perception.
longer.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm just gonna get the Max Re and put shaving cream all over my head and my face, and just go so I look like Santa Claus, and then just shave it, and then
Why did you shave? It's just because convenience.
I was at a time in my life where I was going through a lot, actually mentally, and I quit baking about that time. I decided I was done with it because that was not a lifestyle I wanted to live, and yeah, there was just a lot of turmoil in my life at the time, and part of shaving a head was my way of processing like a new me, a like big change that I wanted to instill.
Britney Spears moment.
So I was gonna say it
was
was like
Britney
Britney Spears.
It wasn't like sudden. I mulled over it for a while. Actually, I think it's 2008. Yeah, 2008, 2009.
So you followed Britney Spears.
and then just shaved it. Haven't looked back since. And
Would you grow your hair out again?
I don't see the point. Funnily enough, my daughter Elva, who's 4 years old, said to me a couple of weeks ago, says, "Papa, why don't can you grow your hair?" Like, because she's obviously never seen me with hair.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I don't see any advantage or point to do it. Like, I don't know. Because
Yeah,
when you grow your hair back, having it this short, at some time
There's a very awkward phase, right?
there's an awkward phase where you just look like a bum off the street, like an absolute fluff on your head. Like, what do you?
You actually are bald now.
I'm not.
No, I can see the little.
I am
grains.
I'm like balding, like in the middle, but like it's not there. If I leave my hair, like I have hair there.
Please grow your hair out.
What for? So I can
Just so we can
I
have a look.
had blonde tips.
For us.
I had blonde tips at one stage.
not for yourself. Your tips.
No,
Yeah.
you should shave your head, Kelvin.
Oh, you don't want to see that. I did shave my head once in high school, and I did not look good. I looked like a monk.
Did you? I was gonna say, did you look like you joined the temple?
Yeah, I did. I literally.
You still had eyebrows though. Don't they shave their eyebrows?
Do monks shave their eyebrows?
They shave their eyebrows.
they?
Actually, I know Laos and Thai monks do. I don't know if
I don't
Chinese
know.
monks do.
I don't know, but I look like I just got ordained. So yeah, I'm not doing that.
All right, that's episode 43. 43? Is that right, Chris?
42.
We'll be back next week with a APA Nationals preview, and then I don't know what we're doing the following week, but we'll be back after that. Ciao.
Cool. See yas.
See ya.